Hey Flex family, ever had to bribe someone just to catch a flight? Story time. My first time in Cambodia, I was at the airport, passport in hand, ready to leave after I'd finished my vacation. Guy at immigration looked up and said, "Your visa expired yesterday." I was in shock. They gave me that visa at that very airport on arrival after seeing my plane ticket flying out. Then he goes, "We might have to arrest you." And right after that, he hits me with a, "You help me out and I'll help you." And makes the money sign. You know this, right? With his fingers. I'd heard stories before, cops asking for bribes, border scams being commonplace. But this, at a legit airport, this was literally the main airport in Cambodia, in that city. Out in the open, wild. I said no. I was ready to push back. I didn't even have a job at the time. And it wasn't my fault, right? It was theirs. But my flight was in an hour. So I'm standing there like, do I take a stand or do I miss my plane? I glanced at his coworkers. They were there and no one was saying a word. I handed over some cash and he paused, asked for a bit more. I said, "That's all I got." And he was like, "Whatever," and let me through. I called the airline afterwards and they were like, "Yeah, there's nothing we can do." And at the time, his coworkers looked uncomfortable. They knew it was wrong, what he was doing, but they stayed quiet because he was clearly their senior. And here's the thing, most Cambodians I met were super kind. But in most poor countries, when the system isn't working, sometimes they'll get into pulling stuff because of the system holding them down. They can't make enough money to survive if they're honest, right? Some people say when the system keeps people poor, bending the rules becomes survival. I call it necessary corruption. Still corruption, maybe, but it's messy because you can argue that you can't fight a corrupt force unless you sort of become corrupt yourself, right? Since then, I've seen the same stuff pulled in different manifestations in America, Canada, Eastern Europe, Thailand, Egypt. In some places like Egypt, it's more common, and in some places like Thailand, less. In some countries, it's clear that they need the money, but still care for people. In others, it's just greed and utter disregard for their situation. So let me ask you this. After this story, if you're stuck in a broken system, is breaking the law still corruption? I don't know. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more stories like this. Until next time, Flex Family.